Okay, let's start again. Let's continue this. Now we're at the effect itself, and we're not yet at all dispatch. We'll come back to it anyways. But let's get this thing. Get uh, weather information effect. So pretty much, you know, the flow. If you've used state post, this is usually an internal matter, and it's going to be a sealed class on this one, and it will use IEffect and the action, which is get the weather information action, as you can have over here. And this is what you have here. So we'll just, you know, simulate a time here, task dot delay. Let's simulate a slow ass fucking API here, and we're gonna have that weather model. Come on, I said, come on. Result is gonna be equal new, and we're gonna have the date, which is date UTC date only dot UTC, not UTC now. Do we have now? Okay, date time UTC now. Can we do this? To date, I don't know, man. I have no clue. All I want is the motherfucking time right now, man. Uh. Okay, let's do date date only dot parse that thing, and there you go. I don't know, man. Come on, two fucking string. Can you do that? Well, we'll go. We'll run with this. Let's go. It doesn't matter. It's just testing purposes here. Okay, so we gotta have new string array. What am I doing, man? Come on, man. C sharp, brother. C sharp. You gotta see that thing sharp. Okay. Then all we're gonna have is all these things that we can get. Wait a minute. Ah, look at this. We only got one. Beautiful, very beautiful. And there you go. We've got this thing, and let's follow the same flow. First of all, this is gonna be forecast. Let's call it forecast because, you know, is it forecast or forecast? Forecast or forecast? I don't know. Dyslexia, man. I'm gonna go with an E. I stand by it. And if it's not right, then let's change the English language. That's all we can do, people. Force them. Make them kneel to our will. Okay, let's do the same pattern that we can get here. Well, I've never seen that before. Don't mind if I do. There you go. Now forecast and temperature, which, my good friend, you are going to give it to me because you already coded all of this. Why should I fight Microsoft on this beautiful thing? This beautiful template that somebody at Microsoft has vibe coded like they did Windows 11. So I hear. Okay, wonderful. So then we can get this thing to this thing perfectly aligned. And so this is what we would be doing in any normal things dispatcher. And this is where I'm gonna show you the next method to do it, which is my preferred one, and this is why you cannot use init. So that would be get weather information done as such. And here, when you do this, you don't create the instance, it will be created internally. And if you have constructor, you could easily match those things. And we have in Statepost to improve developer experience, even though you have params of object, it is safe to use it because we have Roslyn Analyzer that will pop an error if there's no constructor matching what you put in the constructor here. So if you have a string and you put an init or an integer, I mean, then you'll have an error saying that there's no constructor for that specific object taking in a integer so to look at it. So it is safe for developers to use that method. It's not my recommendation anyways to use constructor for this. I would rather use with, so it's more defined, it's more specific. But as you can see, it will trigger an error because you're not allowed to have an init for it over here. And so when you do the dispatch here, what you can do is to pass down that token here. But I'm not sure. I think it does it automatically. I think that token passes down automatically unless you specify one which will change the token for the rest of the chain. So you could create a new token, pass it in, and then the rest of the chain will use that token. But so if the old one is canceled, then you kind of broke the chain here. But if you just do this, the token from the previous dispatcher will pass in as inheritance to the next one. So this is safe to do when it comes to anti-duplication system. And as you can see here, what the problem we got. Come on. I know we've got a problem. So if I do init here, we're going to have an error. So yeah, you cannot have an init for this. A non-public setter are forbidden, and init only are forbidden, SP002. So this is our own custom Roslyn analyzer here kicking in. So telling you that you cannot do this with the with this pipeline because we're using reflection to set these things, and we just keep it simple pretty much. But this is the most readable and the best way to achieve that. And as you can see, you can use the Fluxer pattern initially for it, but I don't recommend it because it's just more readable. It's more reading friendly rather than having the one variable here and then set this up over here, and then you gotta read this. It's just more of mental things that you gotta do just to understand what's going on, rather than come in here, that you're preparing for the done action and you're setting in the property weather here with the result that is right in here. So it's a lot easier to read the flow. And as I said earlier, you could set that do not await. So if somebody awaits the top layer, the entry point or any subsequent point, then you could say that this one is never going to be awaited, and so do not await. Now, I don't see why we would do this, but it's there if need be. And same thing for the safe and unsafe. So if you execute a safe action, you could say like this one is unsafe from now on, and so you break off and you detach that chain from that safe action. And then you just run the dispatch. And so let's go into the reducers, which I will do in the next video. But essentially, the effects are nothing but just an I effect, and you could have multiple effects. Now remember and keep in mind that those effects can run. They will run in parallel, which means they have nothing to do with each other, and you could have two separate effects for the same actions. It's rare, but it happens that would be required for X, Y, and Z reasons that you would do in your UI.